Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the best of beauty. This is going to be high-end, and I'm actually going to be having a drugstore version as well, so that's going to be really cool. So excuse the background. I'm all over the place doing videos because I still haven't found the perfect place to do them, but let's just go and get started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go in order of how I do my makeup, and I always do my eye makeup first. Also do want to do a quick disclaimer real quick. Some of this stuff didn't actually come out in 2017. It's just what I used the most in 2017. So there's a little heads up on that. So quite a few of it did though. But some of it's like either it came out this year or it's like somewhat new, or maybe it's older but I've never tried it before, or it's already in my collection and I've been just repeatedly using it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first off, this is like so old. I use it all the time, but I just don't find anything as good as my Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion. It's my favorite. I love it so much. I love how it's got like a yellow tint to it because it cancels out like the redness of my eyes. It makes eyeshadows pop. I just love it so much. So definitely my favorite eye primer. Okay, shadows. First off, the Tarte Toasted palette. Oh my gosh, I've used this so much. I've been using it pretty much every day lately. It's just a really pretty neutral warm tone palette. It's got like some oranges and browns and beautiful shimmers, and it's got a really nice mirror. I just love this so much. This came out a little bit later in the year, I think around like September or October, but ever since I've got it, which I got it pretty much right when it came out, I've been using it repeatedly, so definitely love this. Next, as I said, I'm doing a drugstore version as well. I wasn't really sure if I should put this in the drugstore because it's like an affordable brand, but for the price, it's kind of up there with some of the higher end palettes, so I'm not sure. But this is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette. I will be honest, when I first got it, I got it because of Jaclyn Hill, you know, because I love Jaclyn Hill. But once I like tried the shadows, they're just stunning. I do agree with some people, like maybe there's a lot of shadows that we don't need, like maybe this shade and this shade right here, and but it's just because there's so many transition shades, and it's really kind of a one and done palette. You've got really pretty like brow bone highlights or even face highlights, a lot of transitions, some deeper shades, some cooler shades, some warmer shades, some pops of color. I've done a review on that, so if you want a review and you haven't still picked this up, definitely do it. And also, like a lot of people, I know me personally, I never ordered from Morphe before, and this is actually one of my first Morphe purchases. I seriously almost didn't get it just because, I don't know, I have a thing about not wanting to purchase online as much as I do just wanting to pick it up in store. And if you're like that, then they sell this at Ulta now, and it's really awesome because it used to, like the original ones, they came with this card, and I taped mine on here. But the new ones at Ulta, they have like the names with the little shadows all on it, and I'm like, man. But it's awesome, and I love it so much. So this is definitely, I got this when it first came out, which was around like February, and I've used it all year. If like I'm ever like, man, I just feel like shadows aren't working for me, or I don't know what to do, or I need some inspiration, I always come back to this thing. So wonderful. Okay, next, this is totally cheating. These just came out in like, I got them as soon as they were like released online, I think in like November, I believe. I'm not sure, but I had to put them in here. I know it's kind of cheating, but these are the most beautiful shadows, and they're really weird too. They're called the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pots, and they're made to use with your fingers because like they say like the warmth of like your skin or like your finger like warms up the shadow, and then you press it on. I'm gonna do I have two shades. I have Park Avenue Princess, which is kind of like a bronzy shade, and Top Yacht, which is like a champagne like kind of soft gold. I'll see if I can show you. I can't really show you because it's like, it's almost like a pigment, but you can kind of, you press it in and you just kind of, here we go. I'm gonna do a swatch for you, sorry. I mean, look at the sheen on that. Oh, it's stunning. It's so beautiful. It was so great for the holidays. I wore these for Christmas and I wore them for New Year, and they're just so pretty. I'll go ahead and do the Park Avenue Princess for you too, just so you have an idea with that. And they have some other colors as well, and they just released some more. they have like a firecracker, I think is what it's called, possibly, I'm not sure, but it's like a red. It's really beautiful. There's that one, look at that. Oh, and they have like a blue one, which I'm kind of curious about getting. Like, I'm not really totally into blue, but it's like this kind of deep blue, so it's kind of pretty. I don't know, but and they have maybe another one too, I'm not sure. Oh yes, they have like martini, which is kind of like an antique gold. I don't know, but they're very beautiful. I know these came out later in the year, but they're already a favorite, and I know I'm going to use them constantly because I've already used them. Like, I kind of use them on a daily basis sometimes because they're just so beautiful, and I love shimmery shadows. And ever since I fell in love with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill one, like, these shadows are so pigmented and the shimmers are so beautiful that like nothing really compares to them except for maybe the Tarte Toasted. But I will say the shimmers are better in this palette. But now I can use like other palettes for their mattes and then pop these on my lid. Beautiful. Or even pop them on my like inner corner. It's stunning. Okay, next let's go ahead and pop into some face products. This is also kind of cheating a little bit, but honestly throughout the year, like, and I did want to say also, I tried not to like just put in like a primer if I didn't actually have a favorite. You know, there might be some categories in the drugstore or my high-end one that I don't actually have a category for, because I didn't think that was fair just to be like, oh, I don't have one, so I'm just going to use this one, when that's not the truth. And I wasn't going to have a primer for this video at all until this came out, and I just had to. This is just so cool. This is the Origins Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. It's the coolest primer. It's not totally poreless, but it does help my pores, but at the same time it hydrates, and it's so cool. You shake it up. Let's see if I can somehow show you this on camera. You shake it up really good, and then watch this. It's like a mousse. It's so weird. And then you rub it in, and it's like so cooling. And to me, I don't know if everybody has this. I don't know if it's just because I'm this fair, but it almost has like a very neutral kind of, it has like a correcting property where it kind of neutralizes like some of my redness and stuff like that, but at the same time it's hydrating, and it also helps a little bit with pores and texture. So it's like, does it get any better than that? I don't think so. So I love this primer a lot. Next, this product is just so cool. I've never really tried a foundation from Clinique. Actually, yes, I have. I'm sorry, that's a lie. I've tried their Beyond Correcting, I don't know, it's the one that has the like the doe foot applicator, and you can kind of use it as a concealer or a foundation. That did not work well for me at all. I saw I think Candy Johnson use that, and I was like, she looks so beautiful, I'm gonna look beautiful too. And like, it did not look good on me at all, and I was so sad. But so I was like, maybe Clinique foundations just aren't right for me. Then they came out with this one this year, and oh, I love it so much. It's what I'm wearing today. It's got a really pretty glow. It's called the Clinique Even Better Glow Foundation. It's like this. It has SPF 15, and it's 1 fluid ounce like all of them. It's not a pump, but it's got a really nice like little squeeze. I just like squeezed them out by accident. It's just a really pretty glow, and it's got kind of a, I would say it's definitely not full coverage light, but definitely buildable to medium coverage. So I love this so much. It's really beautiful, and it's great for every day. Okay, next is concealer. I've always loved the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and I still do. It's one of my favorites. I still use it. I used it today. I love it so much. But this one, oh, it's like right up there with it, but it's not the same radiance. It's called the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and it's like in this pot. And like when it very first came out, and I got it shortly after it first came out, but it came out I think in February or January, or maybe it came out late last year, but I didn't get it till this year. But I was like, matte, oh my gosh, no, I do not want matte under my eyes. This is what it looks like. It comes in like this pot. It doesn't even look like I've used any, but I have used quite a bit. But I was like, oh, it's matte, it's not going to work very good on me. And then I saw Kathleen Lights, which she has dry skin as well, here on YouTube, and I was like, maybe I can try it. And so I tried it, and I was like, oh, I love it so much. And then like I'd look in the mirror, and I was like, this doesn't look very good on me, which now you're probably confused, wondering why it's in the best of 2017. But so I put it aside for a while. I'm like, God, maybe this doesn't look very good on me. And then I saw somebody say like some tricks on using makeup like you thought you might not like, or makeup that like didn't work for you or something like that. And they were saying, and I know it seems obvious, but for some reason I never thought of it because I was always using a brush and it was like streaky, and I'd go over it with a beauty blender, you know, to get the streakiness out, but it just wasn't giving me what I wanted and looking good under my dry skin, like, because I have dry skin under my eyes as well. And they're like, dip the beauty blender in it, and I'm like, huh, that's cool. So I dipped the beauty blender in it and I put it on my eyes, and I'm like, this is amazing. Again, I love it. So I just love this concealer so much. I've used it multiple times, and I just can't say enough good things about this, so definitely love this concealer. Next is powder. Y'all have seen me mention this 1,000 times in my videos, but this is the Hourglass. It's the Amia Ethereal Light is what it's called. It looks kind of white, but it doesn't, it's pretty transparent, but it's like a really pretty, just, it's got a soft glow to it. Not really sparkle, just like a sheen. I'm surprised I haven't hit paint on this, honestly. It's so beautiful. I think though, I would like to pick up after I finish this, if I ever do, because it's like, it doesn't even look like I made a dent in it, but I think I want to pick up Dim Light. I think it's a little bit closer to my actual skin tone, and I've heard it's really great as well, but I definitely love this, and I use this all the time, pretty much on a daily basis. And then like if I want a little bit more flawless, I didn't want to mention it because I don't use it all the time, but if I want like a really flawless look like for the holidays or something like that, then I go for my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I just recently picked up another one I'm going to be testing out, so we'll see. It might be my 2018 favorites, but this has definitely been my favorite in 2017. Next, in order, I normally do like my bronzer, blush, and highlight. Bronzer, I've just been really reaching for high-end wise. I've been using my drugstore bronzer the most, but when I'm not using that, I'm always using this. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. This is the like original packaging. They have like the diffused or something like that in Laguna. I personally like this one better because that one's like matte now, I think, and I like the shimmer in it. It's got, I mean, not like true like chunks of shimmer, but I don't know, you probably can't even tell, but it's a really pretty buildable bronzer. I love that it's got like a good sized pan. I really wanted it, and I'm like kicking myself in the butt for not trying that Marc Jacobs bronzer this year, but I couldn't get my hands on it. I didn't have the money to get it at the time, and it was limited edition, and I'm like, oh man. But they are actually coming out with it in 2018. It's like the Marc Jacobs, I think it's called Tantastic. I'm not sure on that exactly, but it's in the white packaging. They have the black packaging, but I've heard that one really sucks, so I'm going to be looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll be able to get that one this year. But this has been my favorite this year. It's just amazing. It's a great bronzer, and it's really great. All these products too are just really great if you have fair skin, because it's really hard finding like bronzers and certain things to work with fair skin, because a lot of them I feel like aren't very suited for fair skin, and they're not very suited for deeper skin tones. A lot of like stuff seems to be really centered around medium or light skin tones, so, but this one is awesome. Okay, blush. These definitely have been out, I don't know how long they've been out honestly, but these have been my favorite blushes lately. They're the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pops. This one is in, I don't really have a specific shade, just these in general. These are the only ones I have, but I have Nude Pop and I have Heather Pop. And I'll show you close up. They're just so beautiful. They have like a satin finish. They don't have chunks of glitter, but they're just really beautiful on the cheeks, and I love them so much. So this is Nude Pop. And this is Heather Pop. So I think these are so stunning, and I love them so much. And also, if you're wondering, I actually got this because I wanted to get the Marc Jacobs, it's one of their blushes, what's it called? Fantasies or something like that, I don't know. But I looked up, and this Nude Pop is actually a dupe for one of the Marc Jacobs. So if you want to save a little bit of money, that's the good thing about Clinique also. Like, I had their foundation that I showed you, and their blushes. Like, they're a high-end brand, but they're pretty inexpensive, honestly. Like, this foundation I think was like 20 bucks, which a lot of drugstore foundations are like between 10 and 15. So like what, about $5 to $10 more, and you get a high-end one. And the same thing with these blushes. They're like, I want to say they're like 18 or 20. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but it's really not bad for a high-end blush. And the good thing, like, if you're ever wondering, like, oh, I don't want to spend my money on high-end blushes or stuff like that, foundations, I do understand, but blushes, I mean, this is going to last you forever. Especially if you have multiple blushes, it's going to take forever to hit pan on this. So you have to think powders last a long time. So it's kind of worth it in the end. And also look at how much product you're getting, because sometimes, a lot of times actually, in higher end products, you're getting more product than you do in a drugstore product. Not always, but sometimes. Okay, rant over. Two light highlights to mention. This one is in Becca Champagne Pop. That is not Champagne Pop. I grabbed the wrong one. This one's in Pearl. Honestly, I love all of the Becca ones. Champagne Pop is my favorite, but I'll just go ahead and swatch Pearl. I've been using Pearl a lot lately too. I'll do it right here. Here's Pearl. It's beautiful. I just love Becca highlights in general, and this one is Pearl, so I got the wrong one, but I meant to grab Champagne Pop. That one's my favorite. And then I finally tried the Anastasia Beverly Hills, one of their glow kits. This one's the Sugar Glow Kit. I love it so much. Look at it. 4 huge highlighters. They're so amazing. And I think this is like, I want to say $38 or $40. I'm not sure. But I got it on sale, and the really cool thing about this is, like, you're like, God, that is so expensive. But these highlights are huge. It's almost like getting them for $10 each, which is a steal. I'm going to go ahead, and my favorites are Marshmallow, and I think this is called Starburst. Yeah, Starburst. That's what my favorites are. Let me go ahead and do a swatch for you. I don't know if it's going to pick up because it kind of blends in with my skin, but it's just got the most beautiful sheen. I love them so much. Okay, next, real quick, these are just like, I don't know, kind of boring, but they're definitely been my favorite high-end wise. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero. I love this so much. It's got a really cool, it really doesn't look like much of anything on the wand. It just looks like a straight wand. It doesn't really have much of an hourglass, but something about it just kind of builds up, gives you some volume, and does a little bit of defining without being too clumpy. So I just love this. I've been really a big fan of this. My best mascara of the year is actually in drugstore, so stay tuned for that. But for high-end, it's definitely been this one. And for surprisingly this year, my favorite brow product is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. Normally it would be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, but I had to get a different shade because I did my hair deeper. It used to be blonde, and so I was like, I couldn't use my taupe shade anymore. It was just a little too ashy. And so I was like, okay, I need to pick up a different one. And I was like, I kind of want to try something different. And so I picked up this, and I love it. It's got kind of a triangular shape to it. And what I like to do is just kind of like fluff it up right here, like right there, and keep going, and then turn it around with a point and get like the tail end of my brow with that. And it's got a really good spoolie, and I just love it so much. So that's definitely been my favorite brow pencil. And I do want to point out real quick, I do not have a favorite brow gel or any other categories except for lips coming up. I don't have a favorite of high-end, so I just want to point that out real quick. Also, real quick, before I do lips, my favorite setting spray this year, it used to be the Chill Makeup setting spray, but I want to go ahead and try this all-nighter. I'm in total love with it. It's just as cooling as the Chill, and it lasts, and makes your makeup last. It's just amazing. So also, they still have the deal if you really like the all-nighter, or you wanted to try it, or you've tried it and you just want to get a good value. They have a 2-pack for, I think it's like $40, which saves you a good amount of money. So I would definitely check that out. And I think it's at Sephora and Ulta. Hey, do you think it's been the year of lip products? Oh my gosh, I have so many lip products. Okay, let's start off with liquid lips real quick first. Okay, this has been the year of liquid lips for me, and I know I'm so late on the train, but I never wanted to try them because they're so drying. But I was just like on the hunt because I have my son, and just like when I kiss him or I'm doing stuff with him, or if I kiss my husband, or like I'm drinking throughout the day, I don't want to have to worry about reapplying lipstick. And so I was like, I really want to find a good formula, and I was on the hunt all year trying different ones, and these are my favorite formulas so far. There might be other ones I haven't tried. These are my favorite. It's the Tarte Tartist lip paints, the quick dry ones, and then the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. These finally came to Ulta, and so I never tried them before till now. I know these aren't any news, but my favorite shades of the Tarte is Festival and Exposed, and then my favorites on these Dose of Colors are Stone and Rosebud. So these are just so beautiful, and I love them so much. Lipsticks and lip glosses, it both goes to Marc Jacobs. They just have really great formulas. I love the Marc Jacobs lipsticks. I love how they're magnetic. I love how they're just so beautiful. This one is one of my favorites right here. This one is Sonic Truth. It's like a pinky nude. And this one right here is like a, I don't know, like a mauve-y kind of nude. And this one's called Slow Burn. I love this one so much. It's beautiful. So those have been my favorite lipsticks. And my favorite lip glosses also go to Marc Jacobs. They have just amazing pigmented, like, they're just like shine. The ultimate of what you want in a lip gloss is what they have. I also really love the Buxoms, and I didn't bring those, but I love the Buxoms. I have the shade Victoria, White Russian, and Dolly. Those are my favorites. For the Marc Jacobs lip glosses, my favorites are Love Buzz and Sugar Sugar. So Sugar Sugar is like kind of a pinky neutral nude, and Love Buzz is like this really pretty, almost metallic pink. So my favorites. Okay, and those are my favorite high-end products of 2017. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and do stay tuned because I will be doing a drugstore version as well if you want something more affordable. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And also, if you are already subscribed to my channel or you're about to subscribe to it, don't forget there's this little bell, and if you click that bell or tap it if you're on your phone, it'll give you notifications when I upload. That way you don't miss an upload. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.